Hello everyone, it's Sheila back again. Welcome to my channel. This is just a little update on a little cardigan I'm doing for my, it was for my youngest great grandson who's 2.5, but it's going to do for the 5-year-old because it's came out, it's been coming, I haven't finished it yet, but it's still coming out a little bit bigger than I thought. You know, I haven't been using the recommended wool that it said on the pattern, and I've altered one or two things myself to suit myself. So anyway, I'm onto the sleeve. This is the sleeve for it. I've got the back and the two sides, and I'm doing the sleeve. So I'm going to show you what I've done and how far I've got with this. And this is knitting. It's like chunky, knitting 2 strands of double knitting wool together, and I don't usually knit with this, but it's knitting out very quick. The only trouble is it's very thick though. It's not what I like to wear, but with kids I can wear them outside instead of a jacket. I think it's that thick. So I'll show you what I've been doing, how far I've got. This is the latest cardigan that I've been doing. I started it off as was supposed to be a 22-inch from the pattern. Was for my youngest great grandson who's 2.5, and it should have been a 22, which the finished thing should have measured at least around about 24 inches. But as you can see, it's measured almost 14 inches across, which is going to make it nearly 28. I knew that was going to be far too big. I got halfway up the back, we're measuring it, and realised it was going to be too wide for Eddie. It's probably because I haven't been using the wool that the pattern recommended, and I was using 2 balls of double knitting together to make chunky, which the pattern was for. So when I realised it was going to be too wide, I just started knitting a little bit extra, and it'll do for the 5-year-old. It'll come out probably about a 25 or 26, which will be about right for him. And I worked out the pattern, little bit alteration to the pattern, because as you can see, the sides here have a raised up line of pattern here, and then a wide bit there. And I wanted when I come to sew it, by the time I do a seam down there, this gap in between those 2 lines there is going to be similar to this here, to the rest, which is what I wanted. But the pattern said for the cast off stitches here were on the other side, which meant this side here we're going to have 2 wide pieces together down the seam, and that was going to make it look odd to me. So I worked it out my own way and casted the stitches off to the start of the armholes on the other side. And then when I come to do the top, I found a little, the first one I done, this line of raised up knitting. I started the armhole here, then not the armhole, I started the neckband here, started to do the neck shaping here, and I carried on until this was the last stitch, and I followed this stitch all the way up to the top. Well, when I come to do the other side, that edge like that stopped here, and it didn't go all the way up, and it looks wider at the top here. So I've done something wrong on this little bit here, so I'm going to have to pull it out down to where I started the neck shaping and sort it out to match the other side, because even this little bit up the top here looks a little bit wider than the ones down here. I think I've made a mistake with 1 or 2 of the stitches, so I have to sort that out. And I always leave long ends like this when I come to sew them up afterwards. There's always long ends. I don't have to add any bits. And as you can see, the 2 strands, it's the 2 strands of double knitting that I used. And the same with when I finish them off, I always leave long ends there for to sew down the raglan armholes. and that saves you adding little bits of yarn afterwards. So that's the way I always do things, the way I always prefer. And I've just started on the first sleeve, and this is how much I've got left of the two balls that I'm knitting with. So it's took me two 100 gram balls to get this far, and it's probably only going to take another 100 gram ball for to finish the sleeves and do the neckband. But I have got 4 balls, so I'm okay with that. So that's how far I've got. When I finish the whole thing, you will see the whole cardigan in its entirety. So if you like my video, thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll let you see more when I have more done.